So get your popcorn, get your stuff, because we are going to get into what his first impressions of each of his hungs are, and what does he think about them now. So it's kind of like what was his first impression, and now what does he think of them. So this is gonna be a read. All right, so we first gonna start off with the leader, RM. I always start off with the leader. I don't know why. He's not even the oldest, but I always start off with him. Oh, he carried himself like he's the oldest, don't he? So let's go through Jungkook's first impression of RM. We're just gonna pick a few cards out of everything. So Jungkook's first impression of RM, you know, this is his idol, his hero. His first impression of RM was like a page of cups, like somebody young but wise, emotional. As you can see, the two hands are giving the heart like this. I really feel like he felt like he was someone that he could be creative with and work with, because that sacral chakra is the chakra for creativity. So he felt like he was somebody that he could work with and be creative with, you know, and someone that he could really, you know, collaborate with and be successful with on a creative level. Also, he feels as though RM is the father and he's the young man. His first impression of RM was he was very observant, and he felt like he viewed RM as a new opportunity, like a new beginning. And he viewed RM as a person that was someone that was new and bright to him. Yeah, because I'm not taking this for like release. I really feel like he felt like RM was someone that was so new and so bright. It was as if he really seen RM beneath his layers. You know, he could really see his energy, see him as a person, see who he was. Oh, I don't know why that really makes me want to cry. Like, why did I get so emotional on that one? I don't know. I just felt like he really seen RM for who he was and just was like enamored and just so fascinated with him. And was just like, yeah, I just got to be with this person, with this guy. So that was his first impression. He thought RM was this bright, shiny thing, like this being, this beacon of light for him, his new opportunity, his beginning, you know. Then to what he feels now for RM, you know, he feels like he's somebody that he did get to achieve a lot of material things with. You know, he feels like RM is a person that has a lot of accomplishments now, but and also think of RM as a person who really rebuilds. I'm getting like, you know, started from the bottom, now we here, like really build up from, you know, he really started from the bottom and then built himself up as something, and now he has all of these crazy, unbelievable achievements. You know, he sees him as an achiever now. He sees him as somebody that has like all the opportunities in the world now, but he also sees him as someone who feels trapped and confined, you know, by in himself. He could be seeing like RM not only kind of trapping and confining himself within himself, he probably also feels that RM, I think he can finally see RM's insecurities too. I think he can finally see RM as a human than just, you know, like the supernatural being. I think he's seeing RM more as a human and seeing that RM looks at himself and see all these insecurities now and feeling as though he's really clearly seeing that RM feels trapped by some things within the K-pop industry and even just within himself personally. Also feels like, again, he feels like he sees RM as a man that has a lot of different opportunities to go different ways, and then he sees RM as a true master now, like a master of just everything, like art, his creativity, master of himself. He just sees him as like this true, well-rounded master now, you know. So that's how he sees RM. Versus then, I think his first impression was like, oh, he's this supernatural perfect being, and now getting to know him more through the years, oh, you know, he's just human, he's just like me, he's working on his stuff, but at the same time he still looks at him as a great person, like still looks at him as a great talented person with still a lot of opportunities. And I want to say though, like this picture gives me the feeling like RM, he sees RM feeling as though he thinks RM has the weight of the world on his shoulders. That's how he's feeling and looking at him now. So let me move on. I feel like I stayed there too long. Yeah, let me move on. Yeah, kind of some weird energy, but hey, you gonna roll with it. Cookie's first impression of Jin was Ten of Swords for some odd reason. His first impression of Jin, like he felt as though he just only wanted to see things his way and didn't want to see other ways, like feeling like some sort of inflexibility in his personality. I'm also feeling like he's seen him as like he felt like he was a lonely person. I'm feeling like loneliness. Also, his first impression of Jin was Queen of Cups. He felt as if Jin was like very emotionally mature and motherly. And I think that I think he feels as though Jin was very, because he's seen that in Jin, he felt like Jin had a quality to him that really shined and that really made him, really made him feel as though that was the best part of Jin. You know what I'm saying? Like that motherly, emotionally mature quality to him was something that he really felt like that just really made Jin shine and stand out. He also looked at his first impression of Jin that he was very honest, analytical, didn't take no crap. But then he also seen like a sadness and an isolation to him, like a loneliness to him, like with the Ten of Swords. Like there was like some sort of sadness to him that Jungkook had seen. That was his first impression of Jin. Like he felt like there was a sadness to him, but he felt like he was very wise, very motherly. Felt like that was the parts of him that shined the most. You know, that's what stood out the most to Jungkook. In that, you know, I feel like the refusing to see, you know, his first impression of Jin was that he was stubborn too. Okay, and then now how he thinks about Jin. That Seven of Swords. I don't take the Seven of Swords as deceptive. I take the Seven of Swords as mysterious. Like he feels like Jin has a bit of a mystery to him outside of the family unit. He still feels like Jin, he still thinks Jin is still a person that he can come together with and be family with. He sees Jin as an Ace of Swords. He feels that Jin is good at detaching his thoughts. Yeah, because you have that detachment and the thought card. He viewed Jin as somebody that's really good at like kind of keeping his thoughts hidden or secret or detaching from things. You know, he really feels like Jin is good like that, but he still looks at Jin as family. He still loves Jin, but that's the kind of that's what he thinks of Jin now. Like Jin has like this mysterious quality to him. He's really good at kind of with the way he thinks and attaching his thoughts and feelings from certain things and stuff like that. I really wanted to read this move card because I wasn't sure why that popped up and what that card really meant. So hold on, bear with me and see if I can connect it with the other cards, because that card kind of just threw me. Oh, the key words for this card is act, direct, master, discipline, focus, and effort. Okay, so this card is about action or taking steps to make a relationship better, or it also did mention something about soulmates. So I think that he feels as though, I think he thinks of Jin as a family person that does take steps to make relationships better. And he looks as Jin as a soulmate. He does look at Jin as one of his soulmates. I wonder if they ever talk about their feelings to each other. Well, I guess I'll be in my update when I do my friendship readings. So that is the reading. That's the impression I got from how he looks at Jin from then versus now. Then I don't think he's seen him quite as family, but he's seen the qualities of Jin that shine and seen some loneliness or whatever. And now he adores Jin. He loves Jin. He thinks that Jin is his family. And he thinks Jin's mind is just so clever, so analytical. He thinks Jin is good at detaching himself from certain things in order to do other things. He feels like he sees Jin as a person that puts in great effort towards things. And yeah, he just, he feels like there's a little bit of a mystery to Jin now. There's things that he really didn't know about Jin. So that's how he's feeling. So let me move on. I didn't want to make this too lengthy. So this is going to be about Jungkook's first impression of Yoongi and versus what he thinks now of Yoongi. So get to the cards right here. His first impression of Yoongi was a King of Swords. Not King of Swords, King of Pentacles, sorry. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is wise but very materialistic. So we probably thought he was a bit materialistic and he's seen that Yoongi was good at giving and receiving. Like he viewed him as a person that had a good relationship of giving and receiving. That was his first impression of Yoongi. Like, he was good at giving and receiving. He was very generous. You could say that he was very generous. He viewed Yoongi as a person that was like a multitasker and that was very good at managing a lot of different things and working very hard at those things. See, as you can see, well-deserved award. His first impression was like, this person is really deserves the award and recognition that he's getting. You know, seen him as a proud person too. Also, he sees Yoongi as somebody that he could relax and be himself around and have fun with, and also Four of Wands gave me like the music vibes, like someone that he really loved his music and really loved the music that he made and was creating. And you know, his first impression that Yoongi was really like his cheerleader and helped him with things. I think that's what awaiting results was like. Yoongi really helped him grow. So he's seen him as a person too. His first impression was like, oh, you're a person that can help me grow. You're really good at music. I feel like comfortable. I can be myself with you. Like he sees Yoongi as, you know, a person that could go between two extremes of being serious, the King of Pentacles, but you know, being underneath all that can be a fun person, can be a really, really cool person. So that was his first impression of Yoongi. Versus now he feels as though there's some sort of mystery to Yoongi, but he still feels like it's like a father and son thing, like the same father and son vibe I got from RM. So like the father and son vibe where, you know, he sees Yoongi as a person he could just simply love. Like the love between them is just simple. They just love each other. They get each other. He views Yoongi as a person now that's like a Page of Pentacles that, you know, have a lot of creativity and have a lot of like, because the Page of Pentacles for this card to me was like, you know, person gathering up their talents and having a lot of talents and utilizing it and, you know, going forth with their projects. Five of Pentacles, I'm not really reading that as a card of like money or any financial loss. I'm really reading that as like he looks at Yoongi right now as a person where he has all of the tools, he has the key to the lock, but he just can't get out of his sadness or his depression to get up and really utilize that key in the lock. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like he's so introverted and into himself that if he was to look up and look out, he could really take advantage of a lot of opportunities, because Jungkook views Yoongi as an extremely talented person. Very extremely talented person, and just feel like he doesn't utilize his talent as much as he should. That's how Jungkook looks at Yoongi. With the throat chakra, I'm going to say something to do with Yoongi's voice and advice. He's seen that in Yoongi. He also seen this helplessness and hopelessness within Yoongi. He views him as a person that just, you know, internalizes his depression or that place a little bit too much. So, and also he views Yoongi as like a loner, and that he doesn't reach out for help too much, even if he does feel like, you know, he is stressed or, you know what I'm saying? Jungkook observes Yoongi a lot. I can see it when in interviews, when he's looking over at Yoongi, kind of like thinking to himself. I could see like how he observes him a lot, making sure he's okay and stuff. So yeah, he views him. He views him as that. He view him right now as that. So yeah. Let me move on to my next person. All right. So, okay. So this is going to be J-Hope, how Cookie views J-Hope. So this is his first impression of J-Hope. So Cookie's first impression of J-Hope was he's seen him as a Seven of Pentacles, somebody that he could grow with, grow a foundation with. He felt like he was a person he can open up to. His first impression of J-Hope was like, oh, you know, I could really open up with this person. He can heal. He felt like J-Hope has some sort of healing energy to him. He felt like his impression of J-Hope was like, again, he felt like he can build like some good foundation with, achieve things with. He looked at J-Hope as like an empress, like, you know, a motherly sort of a figure, and also a leader. You know, he's seen leadership qualities in J-Hope. So his first impression of J-Hope was like, he looked at him as like a leader, but with like very mothering and nurturing qualities to him. And he just naturally felt like he can open up to him, and just, he had that healing energy to him. And just like, that was his first impression. Like J-Hope was like bright, you know, to him. And yeah, oh, that's so nice. Now, what he thinks about J-Hope is, he doesn't think about J-Hope as an empress anymore. He thinks of J-Hope as like more of like a queen of swords, you know, kind of direct, blunt, don't take no bull, like kind of much more sharper with their thoughts and the words. J-Hope he feels J-Hope is like kind of like an introvert, a hermit like him, take time to like think things over. He thinks of J-Hope now as a person that, you know, spread their wings now and dare to do more things. He still feels like J-Hope still refused to see things about himself or about life or about his talents. He also feels as though the move card again was like an action card, taking steps to make relationship better. He does see J-Hope as a person to take steps to make relationships better. Also may see him as also another soulmate. Four of Pentacles, I feel like he feels that he thinks J-Hope is, okay, so I get two messages from this. He thinks J-Hope is his, okay? There's a possessive energy about J-Hope. He thinks J-Hope is his. And also he feels that J-Hope can sometimes be possessive over his things, or seen being possessive. But yeah, those are the two that, like, that's mostly what I'm getting or picking up on with the whole thing with how he views J-Hope now. You know, J-Hope is his. Okay, you see them arms? You see them arms around that? Yeah. Maybe that's why we got the whole September husband thing, because anyways, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for J-Hope. So let me move on to okay, so I feel like, okay, so this is Jimin. All right, so the first impression of Jimin. I feel as though for the King of Wands, his first impression of Jimin, that Jimin was passionate, he was a go-getter, you know, he really went for what he wanted. He felt like Jimin his first impression of Jimin was like he had nurturing, motherly qualities to him. His first impression of Jimin was just like, oh, he's just like a work buddy, somebody he works with. Because with his choose your battles, I really felt like there were some times he wanted to argue with Jimin. Or I could say like his first impression of Jimin is like Jimin was a fighter and he always wanted to fight people, but you know, Jimin always seemed to choose his battles pretty wisely with people. Like Jimin, like he viewed Jimin as a person that has some fire in him. Also, again, that father and son kind of impression, because you know Jimin was older than him, Jimin is older than him, so you know he had to keep that hierarchy in mind. So that's how he felt like he was a child and Jimin was older than him. And his first impression that Jimin had a good balance of feminine and masculine energy. You know, he kind of seen that Jimin had this ambiguous energy to him. So he's seen that, and like we're seeing more of that. But that's impressive that Jungkook kind of seen that before us. But yeah, he's seen Jimin like with both of those qualities in him, like a good dose of like both feminine and masculine. So that was his first impression of Jimin. Also, now how he thinks about Jimin. For Four of Swords, I feel like he feels that Jimin is his comfort. It's his comfort zone. He feels like he can trust Jimin. Like Jimin's that person, like he can trust Jimin with anything. You know, he's become a person that he can trust. He thinks that Jimin is a trustworthy person. You know, he sees that in him. He now thinks of Jimin as someone too. He sees Jimin more of a human. He can see Jimin's insecurities now more. He sees Jimin as a person that, you know, can change their focus, can focus on things and can achieve because, you know, they're good at focusing on their goal. Five of Swords is about, again, you can see that Jimin is someone that can get confused. He thinks of Jimin as somebody that can get easily confused with things if he has to make certain decisions. Also can see Jimin that can get easily depressed. Also, I'm like getting depression energy. And then he feels too that Jimin is somebody he can easily get along with, that he can easily come together with and do a lot of things with and share love with and everything. Like now he's viewing Jimin as like a comfort zone for him, like a place he can just relax and trust and just be himself. He views Jimin as that. Also I get like he views Jimin, he thinks Jimin is a person that he can achieve anything he set his mind to. Yeah, and he just views Jimin as like coming together card. Reminds me of like, you know, he feels like Jimin is not afraid to share his love with you. He's not afraid to just, you know, be that second half to you. So yeah, I just feel a lot of love, a lot of warmth from that card. So that's all I'm getting with the whole Jimin thing. So let me go on to my next member. Okay, so this is Jungkook's first impression of Taehyung. All right. So Jungkook's first impression of Taehyung is somebody that was the Queen of Pentacles, somebody that was confident, you know, sitting on their high horse to enjoy their coins. And viewed him as someone that really believed in succeeding, believed in their success, was like had a strong belief. You know, someone that's has very strong beliefs. Good, someone that he just simply loved. His first impression of Tae was someone that could be simply loved. The High Priestess energy is interesting because he also seen that Tae had some intuitive to him. Like we've seen the clips, you know how Tae says he has an angel that he talks to and everything like that. So I really feel like he felt Tae was very intuitive, and I think he really liked that in him. He viewed Tae, because from this I'm getting innocence. He viewed Tae as innocent, and he viewed Tae as a loner too. His first impression that Tae was kind of like, you know, this loner, and he felt like Tae was a leader because of that whole, like, he was older than him. So he felt like he was a leader. He took the lead on a lot of things. So it's that was his first impression of him. Like he took action. He was like a leader. He had leadership skills, so that was his first impression of Tae. Find that interesting, 2 6s. But that was his first impression of Tae. Now, how he feels and views Tae now, as you can see, is kind of like totally different. He views him as a Queen of Wands now, somebody that is energetic, powerful, speaks up for themselves, just shine. They shine. He thinks of Tae as a very talented person that knows how to display their talents now and that it shines out to the world. He still views Tae he thinks of Tae as a Page of Swords now. Like somebody that kind of got like scattered brain energy, still kind of scattered, still kind of, still getting their thoughts together. The Page of Swords is someone young. Yeah, so I think he still feels that Tae has like youthful energy. He still thinks of Tae as having youthful energy or youthfulness to him or innocence to him, just like he did as his first impression. But at the same time, now he can see Tae more as a human being with the 9 of Swords. He can see that now Tae do have stresses and does have things on his shoulder and things like that. Like he's more human. He can see Tae now as, okay, he's human. He stresses over things. He gets anxious over things now. Like he can really see that in Tae now than he couldn't before. And now he thinks of Tae that he has a bond with, or that he can strengthen his bond with, or probably this bond is strengthened, or his bond is more strengthened than it was, in the past. And then he sees Tae as a master, like a master of his own skills, of his own talent. Like he feels like Tae has like mastered himself, like mastered his style, like his way about himself. Like he feels like, wow, he really has himself together now, So that's what he thinks about Tae now. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful how he looks at Tae. He just feels like he's this shiny, fascinating beacon of light now, So, so yeah, that's all I have for Jungkook and Tae Tae. I know y'all Tae Cook fans. Y'all Tae Cook fans is gonna eat this up. I already know. All right, so that is all I have for this portion of the reading for Jungkook. So I went to get a little bit of a reading on what is going to happen with Jungkook in the future, if Spirit's going to give me any details on anything in the future that might happen with Jungkook. We're just going to shuffle the cards, see what's going to happen. And then I'm going to be closing the reading off.